Alright, this is working with your shadow self. Pick a card reading. So you have the ceramic rose, you have the crystal swan, or swan, and you have the snowflake mirror. Pick whichever resonates. We will get started. Yeah, I added this to the countdown because the shadow work ones were really interesting. I'm not sure if I did it right, but really interesting to look at. So for the countdown, figured I should. Anyway, with that being said, let's get into the readings. Alright, start out with this one. So, we have, what do you need to accept? We have the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is an exciting challenge, a chance to show your skill, sportsmanship, opportunity to grow, friendly competition. So, maybe you don't like being in conflict with friends or sports in general. But yeah, it's kind of, fun to kind of be a gladiator every now and again. Some people might not want to have the machismo moments or, stuff like that. But, it's once in a while. It's too good. So, let's see. Let's see. What do I need to figure? What do you need to figure out is judgment. Judgment, a colon you don't ignore, fresh starts, great opportunities, transformation, change of status. So, you could be like, oh, I'm gonna do this, this, and this, but you're not expecting it to blow up quite as fast as you're expecting. So you could have a good idea that everybody's like, oh my god, that's amazing, blah blah, and it just blows up. You're not expecting that, so it's an interesting thing to think about. And your shadow self is usually the one that comes up with some really cool ideas. So if you never worked with your shadow self, it does show in your ideas and innovative things. So you might want to just tune into that every once in a while. Anyway, we have, what do I need to release? So what do you need to release is the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is major anxiety, sleepless nights, constant stress and worry, female-related health problems. So it could be, you might have had a little bit of health problems if you're female, or it could be problems getting pregnant. So it could be a hindrance on your relationship, stuff like that. And it's becoming a bit more than necessary. So there might be stress on you working on your shadow self, where you're kind of trying to block out anything that's like hurtful or would bruise your ego. Usually the shadow self is the truth. Like Peter Pan, his shadow's kind of like, there doing mischief and stuff. But it's also the truth because it kind of shows you things. But, yeah, if you're hiding that, usually your shadow self's going to be the one that hides that. Your creativity could be hidden in there. Your deepest, darkest secrets are hidden in there. So it's kind of like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So, it might not be the most comfortable thing to talk about, but you might want to talk about it because there's a lot of people that might have problems like with fertility or with, womanly problems, and it would create a support group. I assure you, there's not just one of you, there's many of you. So you might want to start a forum for that. What can you learn? The Eight of Swords in reverse. Criticism and slander, having controlling people around you. Placing restraints on yourself, being in bad health. So you could uh, kind of be weak, kind of be, you know, burning both ends of a candle. With me, I burn anything I can find as far as work goes. It's a metaphor for metaphor for work. If you burn a candle at both ends, or you burn a candle down to the ground. Basically what you're doing is you're burning the midnight oil, is what it is. And some candles were made like oil lamps, you know, kind of thing. So let's see what else we have. Where can you heal and recover? We have the sun. Mostly summertime, daytime. You might want to go for a run. So a marriage, happy relationships, happy family, trips abroad, help with health and fertility. You might also want to do some chakra meditations, because it could be an imbalance, lack of vitamin C, or something to that effect. Like, if all your chakras are perfectly aligned, I don't think you would have fertility problems necessarily, unless it's something that's like a tumor or something. But yeah, I've had sacral chakra blocks, and I get them every so often. Well, it's because, like, I work a lot, so I get a lot of the brunt of everybody's stuff, so I'm kind of like a sponge that way, so I have to get it out in some way, shape, or form, either through kickboxing, or meditation, or some kind of sport. But, yeah, you kind of have to get the negative out in order to bring good in and be able to receive. A lot of people don't do that, and then they get overwhelmed, and then they lash out one day, so you can't do that. Where can you get help? We have the Page of Cups. I admire an ability to detach, a caring attitude, a gentle approach, emotional improvement. So, you could be going to a therapist, actually, or, you know, just talking to a friend, you know. But, yeah, you kind of have to try to find something that's going to make you better. You might need to talk on a forum, you might need to talk, like, to a therapist or a group, that focuses on this, a focus group, that focuses on whatever is bogging you down, because there's a lot of communities on the internet. So you might want to join one of those communities and talk about your problems, ask people about their own experiences, and kind of try to relate and try to find resources. So anyway, group 1, I hope this helped you with your shadow self. And I do think it's about personal maintenance, spirituality, emotional, and physical. You have to keep all that in balance, and then your shadow self won't be so bad. Some people, they can't help it because of their jobs, but, you know, you kind of have to do a little bit of maintenance here and there on yourself and on things you own, stuff like that. So it's just like a check-in, you know. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Alright, group 1, bye now. We have Swan. Alright, Swan people. We have... What do you need to accept? We have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is independent, doesn't need approval, is to the point, doesn't hide her feelings, isn't easily fooled. So this could be somebody that you're dealing with in your personal life, your romantic life, or business life, something similar. So interesting. So interesting. What do you need to figure? Figure the star. The star is reassurance you will get what you want, dreams coming true, health improvements, hope for the future, wishes being granted. Perhaps you have a goal in mind. So, fun stuff. And then we have, what do you need to release? The Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands, things moving too fast, being unable to stay on top of everything, gossip which causes trouble, social media as a burden. So maybe there's a lot of stuff going on, and it kind of gets the rumor mill going, or the gossip mill going, or, there's people that want game over. So I don't pay any attention to that. I don't really care. It's very high schoolish. I didn't like high school, so I don't compare myself to anybody in high school. So I don't really want to be part of a clique either. It's gross. What can I learn? What can you learn? The Chariot in reverse. The Chariot in reverse, a desire for revenge, war, conflict, showing off, using others for your benefits. So there could be a little bit of, like, I'm going to use certain collaborations or people or things or whatever the case is in order to get what I need across. It's probably not the best thing to do, but you're going to have to learn that in order to let go of certain things. Especially with your shadow self. You're going to be coming to terms with a lot of things. Maybe you took advantage of somebody in order to get where you needed to be, using other people's ideas that weren't yours, copyright infringement, stuff like that. But it's like, it's pointing out to you that you are using somebody for your own benefit, and it could be actually playing with your own emotions and your own creativity. Because once you do that, it does stop a chakra. It stops healthy movement of energy in and out of your body, and who you attract into your life. If you're taken from somebody's going to take from you, and you don't want that energy. So you kind of have to collaborate with people so then it's given freely instead of you taking it, if that makes sense to anybody. I feel like somebody needed that message. But yeah, you kind of have to make sure that it's on even grounds. Or, it kind of comes back to haunt you in, like, the worst energy possible. And it could be harder to get over it, or, kind of get to the point where it's a healthy feel of energy. Could be very heavy energy also. Where can I seek healing and recovery? So where could you do that? Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands, being a thrill seeker, unable to finish. Too much focus on sexual gratification. It's only the beginning, not the end. So, this could be kind of... you could be stressed and have anxiety. That's probably why you kind of have a sex addiction. But, yeah, it's to the point of getting that to that point, and it's probably not the healthiest thing, but it's also kind of a little bit one-sided, I think, because it could be unacquainted love, too. So, just think about it. Unacquainted love, usually, with everything I said, your shadow self needs gratification, love. You need some type of gratification that you are a valuable person, which that's your shadow self going, I don't think you're worthy, and it's playing into your insecurities, where you're kind of codependent on other people to give you gratification instead of you giving yourself gratification. So, whatever floats your boat. I meditate and laugh. That's all I do. It's funny. Some of the images I get, I think I see a lot of my fans in my images when I meditate, so it's fun. Yes, and I do hope that everybody gets balanced and awesome, so that good things happen to you. Where can you get help? We have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. You're scared to dream, spends on non-essentials, is conservative, is attached to earthly desire. So you want earthly things to say, oh, I have this, oh, I have this, oh, I have this. Because you want to kind of impress your monkey brain. With me, I've never been much for collecting valuable things. Usually I'm that type that kind of finds it and then resells it, because I know people like that stuff. But, it's just for me to buy tarot cards. It's nothing really serious. Anyway, group 2, my little swans. I hope this was informational, and I do think that a lot of it is material based. You need the new whatever it's called, and then you need sexual gratification, so that it kind of rewards bad behavior. Maybe your parents kind of had that going on. I'm not judging your parents, I'm just saying maybe they kind of commended you for little things and stuff. Maybe bad behavior or gratification that might have not been the best type of parenting, but I'm not judging. Some parents do that, some parents do not. So, whatever the case. Alright, group 2, I will see you in the next reading, video, whatever the case may be. And I hope this was influential, and you might want to think about your shadow self, bad habits you may have, and try to stifle. You do have to come to terms with that, because, you kind of want to break a cycle at least once or twice. So, you have to do that, because you have to break your own habits. Nobody else is going to do that for you. And then you wouldn't need other people's approval also. So, anyway, I will see you in the next one, alright? Bye now. Snowflakes! Not everybody's a snowflake. I'm not a snowflake. I don't really give a... Excuse me. Alright, so what do you need to accept, my little snowflake gang? We have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is gossips with ill intent, spies on people, has two-faced intent, spends too much time watching and judging other people. So, this could be you, this could be somebody else, this could be somebody, who's kind of one of those people. Micromanaging people or spies. And then you have, what do you need to figure? Let's see, we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. So, hoarding behavior, not enjoying the fruits of their labor, or your labor. A controlling attitude, being possessive, inability to let go. So you could have codependent behavior, you could want to know what people are up to, you kind of, have you ever seen that movie Copycat, where this girl gets so obsessed with a rival that she starts becoming a rival, and then right at the end she tries to kill her rival? Yeah, I think that's what it's called, Copycat, or it's obsession, or addictive. But it's like one of those freaky movies where the person's being followed by this other person, the girls, and they get really obsessed. One girl wants the other one to get away from her. She gets a restraining order. The other one kind of hides in her apartment, sneaks out when she's sleeping, tries to match her hair, shoes, other things. Next day, they are identical twins. It's freaky. But yeah, that's kind of what it's reminding me of. What do you need to release? So, 10 of Swords. So, rarely positive from the bottom. And nothing worse can happen. So, you could be coming up from the bottom and making your way to the top. You might be crawling. You might try to, if you have a YouTube channel, you're trying to move up. If you have a kind of like intern job, you're trying to get paid. Stuff like that. You're working on stuff. You're trying to make your way in the world. And it might be hard to come to terms with a lot of stuff. You might have rivals. You might kind of not be 100% good with yourself. That's something for you and God to discuss, but not, It's a lot of stuff to work on, You either have to meditate, see a therapist, or you need to come to terms with God about certain issues that you may have and ask Him for help if you're a religious sort. So, anyway, we have, what can I learn? We have 5 of Pentacles. The 5 of Pentacles, an amazing love life, good partnerships, loyal friends, a fulfilling sex life, happiness, and affairs of the heart. So you might want to be good with who you are as a person instead of worrying about what other people are doing. Because what other people are doing are not, it's not any of your concern. Because, I've talked to a lot of people, and very different circumstances for everybody. You might think that somebody's good and they're kind of struggling with a divorce, or they're struggling with this, or they're struggling with that. You never know what's in somebody's corner. So I wouldn't worry about other people. It's none of your business. Where can you seek healing and recovery so you can achieve all good things? We have the 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords. They're flamingos. So it's 6 of Swords. Travel, movement in a positive direction. Progress made, results on the horizon. So this could be little steps, forward steps. You could kind of try to find your footing. You have to crawl before you can walk or run. So you might want to look into that. But, you kind of have to know your craft before you get good at something. So I would try to take it in small bites. You're not going to eat the whole cookie in one go. And if you are, shame on you. Cookies are bad for you. Where can you get help? We have the Knight of Cups. A Prince Charming, true love, knight in shining armor, a loving intent, trustworthy partners. So you might have a partner that kind of understands you're a little, troubled a little bit. You might need a little bit of help. You might have shadow stuff. You might be depressed a little bit. You might not be 100% all the time. They understand that. They're like, that's cool. You don't have to be 100%. But you kind of, have to tell them about how you feel. I've never met a partner that didn't ask me how I was doing, but I have PTSD, so I'm always doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm neither coming or going. I am my own best friend and my own worst enemy, so, it's kind of like that. But, you figure it out. You figure out a clean balance that you can deal with and other people can, somewhat, know about. Anyway, thank you, Group 3, my little snowflakes. I hope this helped you out. Don't worry about other people. Once you let go of that stigma, you should be fine. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing because you don't want to be in a crowd of people. You want to stand out. Once you can understand that, you shall be fine. So, have fun. Anyway, thank you for watching Snowflakes, and I will see you in the next reading. Alright, bye.